Our family of 4 is living in this RV for a month as we RV from Paris to Barcelona. Here's a tour. I think it's 22. Come on in.
Daddy, Mom said I can open it.
She did?
A cereal bar.
I like when I whisper her the answers, she whispers them back. We'll start in the front and make our way back.
We're attempting to record this tour with Eli on my back. You're gonna probably hear a baby crying in the background, but that's just Eli.
Yeah, buddy.
We will get this tour done.
This is the Adria Matrix, which makes up most of Anywhere Campers fleet. So if you rent with them, you're probably gonna get an RV very similar to this. We rented with them in October of 2019 and had the exact same RV, just a couple years older. You've got a driver's seat and a passenger seat that both twirl around so that you can actually make them a part of the living area when you're parked. Last time we rented, we had a manual transmission. This time we had automatic, and it makes the entire road trip a million times easier, especially when we started off in the Alps and we've been in the mountains and up on the coast the entire trip. A Bluetooth speaker, which we haven't quite figured out, 2 USB ports, and a 12 volt. You can charge whatever you need whenever you are driving. The last thing I want to cover up here in the front is this wraparound shelf. Now there's always a spot in an RV that kind of becomes like your collect-all area where like you toss your jacket or snacks or baby wipes, and that's definitely this area for us and this RV. So we have like bottles of champagne stored up here, snacks that we want to keep handy while we're driving, and in general it's just been a really, really great space for storage. Moving in to the dining area, our setup is probably going to be a little different than yours because we do have 2 car seats, a rear facing and a front facing. And then when we're parked like we are now, we just kind of set them outside or in the under storage area so that we can use this as seating and all sit here at the table together. Now let's move into the kitchen. We've been in this rig for about 2 weeks now, and we've cooked most of our meals here in this kitchen. It is a 3-burner stove, and all of the dishes and pots and pans and things that you need are going to come with this rental. That's one of the reasons that we chose Anywhere Campers, is because they specifically listed that they're going to include linens and towels and dishes and pots and pans. Not many rental companies that we looked at actually offered those things. Plus they do one-way rentals, which we really wanted to do from Paris to Barcelona. So that is why we chose Anywhere Campers. So you've also got a 3-way fridge. It's going to run on propane, on battery, or when you're hooked up to power. It's got plenty of space to store everything that we get. And there's a freezer as, ooh, I thought we had this. Freezer works really well. It's nice and cold. And then right above the fridge here, you've got Command Central. So this is where you can turn off and on all of the lights, your water pump, your running lights outside, see your tank levels. You will be using your Truma Combi system on board. This is your furnace, and this is your hot water heater. And the last thing, the thing we actually use the most right here at Command Central, is this button that brings down the bed that is over Heath's head right now. It's kind of like a full-size bed, just big enough for Heath and I to share sleeping up here and keeping the kids in the back bedroom, which I'll show you in a second. But it just drops down from the ceiling using this button. It works when the engine is off. You don't need to be plugged into power or anything like that. And it comes down low enough that you still need a ladder to climb up, but you can easily get in and out of the bed. Let's move into the bathroom. We've got a split bathroom, so our shower is right over here. Our bathroom is over here. We'll start in the bathroom first. This door locks in place, which creates a nice wall. Like I mentioned, the kids sleep back here and we sleep in the front, so this is like a nice, almost like we have 2 different bedrooms, but we don't. Actually, we kind of do. You've got a sink, you've got the cassette toilet. This does have really good storage though, because behind this entire mirror is this awesome medicine cabinet. It's actually felt like a fairly spacious bathroom, even though there's 3 of us using it. Now, if we swivel, I gotta clean the towels out real quick. What do you want me to do with this outfit that has poop on it? Heath and the kids have showered in here. Hot water is great. Water pressure is great.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. I haven't used it. Oh, actually, probably the best thing about this shower is that there's 2 drains, 1 on each side. So when you're unlevel, the water will still drain out. It's really nice.
I always see these videos of tall people getting in showers and saying, just for reference, here's how tall I am in the shower. So just for reference, in this shower, I'm about 6'2", and so, okay, I'm 5'9". But plenty of room in here for me. If you're much taller, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that.
We have a rear twin bed floor plan. So there's 2 twin beds back here, and there's a cushion that then extends here in the middle to make almost a complete king size bed. The other thing that is really king in this room is that there's 2 charging ports right here that are on these little lights. The other thing that I like in this bedroom are these 2 shelves that run along each side of the RV. It's where all the little knickknacks that you need but don't need all the time end up being stored. So like we have a pack of diapers and chargers, a baby monitor, things like that thrown up there so they're easy to access. But in general, this has been an amazing adventure vehicle. It's the second time that we've rented from Anywhere Campers, and we would definitely recommend it to a friend. Now I'm going to throw it over to Heath for the outside of the rig.
This RV from Anywhere Campers is on a diesel chassis, which has been really convenient and easy to fill up. We've taken it into Switzerland, France. We didn't go to Monaco, but we got close. What other countries? Italy. It's not been a problem filling up anywhere. We did do our best to not fill up in Switzerland and succeeded because we figured gas would be about 2x more expensive there because everything is. 2.8 meters tall, 7.4 meters long. One thing that you'll definitely have to watch out for whenever you're traveling in Europe in a motorhome is length and mainly height restrictions whenever you're entering into town centers or just random side streets.
No, you can't fit through that.
Conveniently, the height, width, and length dimensions are all on the rear view mirror, and that comes standard in every one of these rentals. So it makes it pretty convenient if you're driving into somewhere because you can just do a quick reference point and see if you're about to take off the top of your RV. Right here is where we fill up our diesel. You have a lock on here as well so that you can lock it, and they also all come with AdBlue. This was filled up before we picked up our rental, and I don't believe we're gonna have to fill it up on this trip, but that is something that we've had to do, and that's typically available at just about every pump that you'll come across, especially on the toll roads. Whenever you stop and fill up with gas, there'll be a place to fill up the AdBlue. This is where our electrical is. This little guy right here is your LPG GPL fill up, so your propane. And unlike when traveling in an RV or motorhome in the States where you have to have somebody go and fill up the propane for you, so far on this trip, you can actually do that on your own. So if you go to a lot of different gas stations, you can actually pop in and fill up your propane, and each rental from Anywhere Campers has an attachment, and so there's different types of attachments you might need. You just pop it in there and just fill it up like you would with gas. It's actually really easy, and also makes me question why we have to have somebody else fill that up for us in the US. I'm sure there is a reason why, but here you can fill it up on your own. These blocks have been nice, and we've used them a ton because it is hard to find level campsites in Europe. This is our gray water dump, and there's no hose that connects to it. You just drive up to the dump station and just let it go. Huge convenience on this RV is this rear gear garage. This has space for virtually everything you probably want to bring on a road trip, no matter how long you're coming over here. We had a large carry-on suitcase and a smaller one that fit inside of it. Right over here, we have our double stroller in here. The rental came with 4 chairs, 2 bikes. We just kept them in here instead of putting them on the rear bike rack, just because it's a little bit safer, even though there's a bike lock in here. The last time we were in Italy, we had an attempted break-in. It's extremely clean, as you can tell. Okay, 2 other things I want to show you on the exterior of the RV. Here's the bike rack. That actually wasn't one of the ones I was going to show you. 2 other things. This is where you're going to fill your fresh water. And again, another key here to unlock and keep this secure. I'm not sure if people are siphoning off fresh water, but there's a lock to keep it nice and safe. And this is the cassette toilet. In pretty much every RV that I've seen so far in Europe, this is a standard toilet that's going to come on the motorhome. This will last us maybe 2 or 3 days, and we have 2 kids that we're traveling with, our 1 and 3-year-old. Obviously our 1-year-old's not using it, but you take out the cassette toilet, and the majority of campgrounds that we've stayed at has a dump station. Now that I think about it, every campground that we've stayed at so far in Europe has had a cassette dump station. And then the majority of Sostas, which are free stops in Italy, and Airs, which are the equivalent in France, have all had places to dump a cassette. So you will not have problems whether you're staying in free or paid campsites and dumping this. It doesn't smell a ton. and it works really well for being off-grid. The only downside is you do have to dump it on a pretty regular basis. The last thing I want to show, and I'm not going to extend it here because we're staying on a France Passion site, which we just recorded a video about, is the awning. It's a Thule awning, and so it has a crank out that you'll use whenever you extend it. It's very simple and easy to put in and out and adjust the height just where you want it. And we've used it at almost every campsite that we've went to so far on this trip. It's been a great awning. That's it for the full tour. If you have any more questions, drop them below. Be happy to comment on any of our experiences in this motorhome. It's been a really good use case for our family traveling across Europe for this month, and we've been having a great time in it.
As far as the eye can see, vines, vines, vines. Just sitting here. Will you get me a chip out of the bag? Thank you. You're the best. I'm gonna follow you.
You slept all night? We have 30 whole days that we're going to be in the RV rental, so.
How are we doing, Eli?
I got
Are we good?
I got
Are we gonna have a good day? Yep.